chicos, ¿cómo están? Hoy vamos a hablar del pretérito irregular. ¿Qué es el pretérito? ¿Es el presente o el futuro? No, muy bien, es el pasado. So, as we know, ER and IR infinitive verbs, they share the same conjugations, meaning that their endings are the same. We also know that there are some irregular verbs, right? And so we know, we have talked before that verbs in the period that end in IR still keep their stem changing, remember? Well, in this case, we're gonna talk about some of those irregular verbs, and they're gonna be IR and ER ending verbs. So we're gonna see how this affects these verbs. Okay, first of all, you're gonna have to memorize them. There is no a single rule that identifies these verbs as irregulars or regulars. So you have to know which verbs are regular, which verbs are irregular. So I recommend to fill out tables or to practice them writing. That usually helps to sink in this kind of information. Okay, so let's start with this. So as you can tell here in the table that we have the verbs tener, venir, and decir. Tener is to have, venir is to come, and decir is to tell. Muy bien. So here I have written basically what the rule is. Tener says use stem, meaning that the stem changes to an U. So remember that a stem means that we get rid of the ending, and the first to last vowel is the one that changes. So in this case, the stem changes to U. In the case of venir, we get rid of the ending. Our stem changes to I, and the C, our ending, like our stem changes to J. Okay, so this is what happens. All the endings are going to be the regular endings for preterite verbs, right? With for ER and IR verbs. The endings are going to be the same as the regular verbs. But or with the exception of the yo form and the usted, el, ella form, right? We're going to have those two differences there. Okay, so let's look, because the difference is that when we have the yo form, it's going to be accented, and the el usted, ella is also accented. But for these irregular preterites, it's not accented. If you can tell in these conjugations, dije, dijo, vine, vino, tuve, tuvo, no accent, no tilde. Okay, so here you're gonna see that our endings are e, iste, o, imos, yeron. And that's the same case for the other verbs. I, iste, o, imos, yeron. Again, iste, o, im. Ooh, missing an S. Imos, eron. Okay, so quick note here. When we have stems, J stems, that's what we call it, you get rid of the I in the third form of plural. Third form. Okay. Por ejemplo, traer is trajo, the yo form. But the ustedes, ellos, ellas, meaning the third plural form, is tra. The rule says that after the stem change is gonna come I-E-R-O-N, which is what happened here in the U stem and the I stem. The J is not, so trajeron. Okay. Since we conducir, condujo. Ustedes, ellos, ellas, condujeron. Traducir, tradujo, because we get rid of the CIR and add a J. CIR and I the J, and then the regular ending. Tradujeron. Okay. Muy bien. And this is what happened with J stems. We get rid of the I in the third form. So we only add eron. The rest of the stems, the U stem and I stem, is going to be ieron ending. Okay. So let's look at this. Poder. Yo pude. Nosotros pudimos. Poner, puse. Pusimos. Saber, supe. Supimos. Estar, oops. Estuve, estuvimos. Let's look at querer. Yo quise, oops. Yo quise, tú quisiste. Yo hice, tú hiciste. And you're gonna find all the conjugations of these verbs en su libro en la página 310, página 310, 310. You have there all the conjugations of these preterite forms that are really important to know or to keep in mind. Again, I'll suggest it's good for you to practice them more than just read it. Write them down, because as you can tell, it's just not the stem, the U stem or the I stem or the J stem changing. Let's look at poder, poner, puse. It has other kinds of changes that you're not gonna remember unless you work with them again and again and again. These are a matter of repetition to use them, to memorize them. Okay? Okay. Now we're gonna look at this table here, but we're gonna look at one more verb. It's the verb dar, to give. Okay? So the verb dar is just the same as the regular period endings of ER and IR, except that these are not accented marks. So look, instead of the A or the E, we're gonna have an I, an E. So remember, for these irregular preterite verbs, we have E at the endings of the yo form. We are gonna have an I, which is the regular ending for the regular verbs in the preterite form. The only difference is that it doesn't have an accent mark or a tilde, no tiene tilde. Lo mismo con dio. The regular preterite verb says that it needs a tilde in the O. It doesn't have it. So the verb dar follows the rule of the same endings, but they are not accented. So they are really important for this matter. So that they still consider an irregular verb just because of this pattern. Another verb that I want to mention that is important in this case is the verb haber. Haber means there is or there are, right? Haber, which we conjugate as I. That's a regular present tense. In the past, we're going to use hubo. Hubo. Okay? Un ejemplo. Ayer hubo una fiesta. There was a party yesterday. Okay. Let's go back to this. Let's write an example with this. Poder. Okay, let's use saber. To know. Ayer supe que mi nota de español era una A. So remember, saber and conocer both means to know, but saber is to know information. So, ayer supe que mi nota de español era una A. Yesterday, I was aware or I knew that my grade in Spanish was an A. Querer o hacer. Quise cocinar comida italiana. Mistake. Error. Quise cocinar comida italiana. I wanted to cook Italian food. Okay, and our J stems. Yo traduje un documento. Notice how it's just a matter of knowing what the conjugations are to be able to form very simple sentences in the past tense. Ok, chicos, esto es todo por ahora. Por favor, si tienen preguntas, escríbanlas en el tablero de discusión. Escriban preguntas en el tablero de discusión. Gracias, feliz día, chao.